James is having that, which is this, and salad with some nachos he'll put on, and as much dressing as he wants, and that's the red bell pepper or whatever, red pepper feta dip, and that he's eating with the gnocchi sticks. I'm going to talk about Weird Al and these other movies. So, you may have noticed I'm on quite a Christmas kick lately. I just happened to go to the library one day. I was thinking about Christmas, and there were loads of Christmas movies on the return shelf.
Return shelf, so
okay,
other people are thinking about Christmas
yeah,
too.
so I guess so. So I thought, all right, well, that's it. So Weird Al got top of the stack, even though this movie was too long. It was 108 minutes long, so that's a bit over the what one would expect for a movie. But it's funny. I don't know if there's been a Daniel Radcliffe movie that I've seen recently that I haven't liked. I really like the work he's been doing recently, and he's playing Weird Al in this, and he does a good job with it. Although, honestly, I think Daniel Radcliffe is a much nicer person than Weird Al would be in real life. It also has Rainn Wilson in it, and I think that's Weird Al playing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so he plays one of the characters in this, which is kind of nice. But it's funny because it says Weird, the Al Yankovic Story, and on here somewhere it says the greatest, in the unexaggerated true story about the greatest musician of our time. And I'm like, okay, that's an exaggeration right there, you know, greatest musician of our time. And then true story, well, it's obviously that's an exaggeration too. It's obviously not a true story. And at first you're thinking, okay, well, unexaggerated true story, this can't possibly be right, you know, at first. And then eventually you're like, oh no, yeah, this is just a whole made up thing. But you have some of the Weird Al Yankovic songs in here, and I think they did a good job picking out the better ones for him to perform on, well, Daniel Radcliffe, I guess, to perform on in the movie. So they had, the first one that he performed was the Bologna one. But he says Bologna. So I don't know.
Well, it's Bologna in
yeah,
the original Italian, but he's saying Bologna, which is
I think he says that. Yeah. I'm not sure, yeah. But what is the song? I can't remember. But it's that one was all right. And maybe it was his first one, I'm not sure. And then there's oh, I Love Rocky Road, which is a pretty good parody to I Love Rock and Roll, right? And oh, My Bologna, that's what it was for My Sharona. Yeah, and what other one did he? I don't know. He did the Like a Surgeon, which I didn't like, actually. But I didn't like Madonna's song either. So, what was another one?
Song.
Oh, something about getting on the bus. It was a spoof on a Queen song.
I Want to Ride My Bike?
No, it was a spoof on a Queen song. And it was, oh yeah, that one is a Queen song. And, no,
where are you going with that?
I know. Oh. But, no, that's a good song. But, no, this one was, oh, another one, Rides the Bus.
Yeah.
And another one.
Oh yeah, 1980. Couldn't stand that song. Man, it's so catchy. It's so hard to get out of your head.
But actually, I think Weird Al's version is better. His parody. I think it's better.
Well, it's got to be better. It's got to have better lyrics, right?
Well, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, exactly right.
So But anyway,
See, Weird Al, you know, however much people might disdain him, his lyrics are generally better than the originals.
yeah,
I'm not kidding.
well, yeah, and honestly, it points out how bad the originals are when a lot
Yeah.
of the time, you know,
Because
they're really
they're not
the
necessarily
lyrics
the
aren't
greatest
that great.
lyrics
Yeah.
from Weird Al, but they're
Yeah,
better than
they're
the
better.
originals.
Yes.
And sometimes by a long shot.
I mean, oftentimes I've been sitting around thinking I should rewrite the lyrics for this person,
Yeah.
you know, and just because they do such a bad job at it. And I'm not thinking of being funny. I'm thinking of actually writing good song lyrics. So, but I mean, that's different people do different things.
Well,
Anyway.
you know, like Cream actually had a decent idea. They got, this is way back when, Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, and Jeff Bush. They actually had poets writing some of their lyrics. Those lyrics actually sometimes work. Wow. Why don't people follow? I don't know if any group has ever followed up on that.
So, anyway, as the story goes along, as you're watching this movie, you do realize, oh, this is absolutely made up. There's like he has, they have Weird Al dating Madonna, and I'll give away a few things that happen in the end. I mean, it gets more ridiculous from there, right? So, anyway, they have Weird Al. Actually, he's having a hard time getting recognized as an artist, and so he, even though he's making money off of it and whatever, but the record producers aren't taking him seriously and whatever, so he writes his own original song, and it's Eat It. And then Michael Jackson parodies it with Beat It. They have it in here, so they're like,
Yeah.
now everybody's gonna think that I was just parodying Michael Jackson. So they have that, which is funny, and then there's this whole Colombian drug lord thing that happens into it, and it's a very entertaining story. So even though it's a bit long,
Yeah. So. I thought you.
And you'll listen to some Weird Al songs in it because you'll be performing them. It's not that bad. It's actually enjoyable to watch the movie.
So Pauline was kind of taking exception to greatest musician of our time. Depends on our time, but no, not my time. I don't know too many people are better than him. That's not saying much, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's great, but...
I don't think he's
he's better than Michael
of a musician
Jackson
at all. I mean, I guess if he actually does play the
accordion,
then he's a musician, but...
Yeah. Well, musician, you could take exception to that, but I'd rather listen to...
Because he's not writing his own music, he's just writing lyrics to go along with other people's music, so...
Well, a musician, they don't say composer.
Oh, you're right. Okay. All right.
I'd rather listen to his I'm fat, you know, I'm really fat. And then I probably would prefer Eat It, and I'd, you know, like almost every case I'd prefer his version of whatever. So that is not necessarily a glowing recommendation for him. It's a condemnation of the music of our time since about 1970, around there. I'm sounding like a grouchy old man who loves the music from way back when. But you know, like I didn't like Bob Dylan really that much when he first came out.
But no, there was a lot of musicians in my generation, that even popular ones.
They just didn't do well.
No, Sarah McLachlan did well.
Yeah, well,
and she's a good musician.
Yeah, she's a good musician. But
her lyrics aren't great, I know. No. But she's a great musician. She plays the piano well, and she sings well. Yeah,
I'm talking about something else. Most of her stuff I don't really like that much. So,
yeah, it is a shame that not more musicians are having somebody else write their lyrics for them.
Oh, and their music. There was one
there's a lot of really
team that had written like 50% of the big hits. Am I exaggerating?
They're trying to do too
They
much.
were writing Backstreet Boys stuff, and all that kind of garbage. And I'm going, well. So it's been bad times. Like I say, I wasn't raised on Bob Dylan. I didn't raise myself on Bob Dylan. I got into him later.
Well, a lot of the problem is you're seeing with the music industry, especially like rock and roll, pop, and whatever, the popular music that comes through. It's young musicians for the most part. They're over the hill. They're past. They can't really make it as musicians if they're adults, even young adults. It's young people like teenagers who are the next big thing, and you always have this hope. Oh, he's so young. Well, what's he going to do next? If he's doing this when he's young, or she's doing this when she's not young, and then they don't really go anywhere from there, and you're like,
well,
whatever.
That happens to
But,
a lot of people.
Oftentimes, of course, their lyrics are not going to be very good. They're young. They haven't lived yet, and they need to learn more about how to compose a song, how to write lyrics and whatever. So, you're really, they get all this attention, and they get this attention because you're thinking, oh, well, if they're this good so far, how great are they going to be,
and
right?
Then they just fizzle out.
Yeah, but they're not. So it's just your dreams.
Yeah.
They're they're feeding off your dreams of what they may be, but what they really aren't now.
Yeah. Bruce Springsteen was that way with me. I thought he was going to combine lyrics with fairly sophisticated arrangements, and it's been all downhill since 1975.
So anyway, Angel of Christmas. This is a Hallmark movie that got top of the stack against these other two Hallmark movies. And actually thought it was a fairly interesting story. It's not very believable, but it's romantic.
Yankovic wasn't either.
No, it wasn't. At
least it had a sense of humor. Does this have sense of humor?
No, this is a romance sort of thing, right? The Hallmark ones, they tend to be.
Yeah.
It's all about the romance. And honestly, I guess, like, for the longest time I was watching the Christmas movies and they were just getting me down. I'm like so depressed watching them. And I guess, I don't know, I don't have this sort of thing, and like, this isn't what, this is some young person's idea of what romance is or whatever, and I guess it's just a reminder I'm not young anymore.
I think there are other things.
I don't have this sort of thing, but
I used to say, I go around saying to people, that the incidence of depression goes up sky high during Christmas time.
Oh, that might be it too.
Then what I'd say is, what is the cause of that? And then people say, I don't know. And they'd often say, lack of sunlight. And I'd say, no, it's really the music. And the songs and the music, right?
Why do you think that?
Well, that's just a joke.
Oh.
Because they play this stuff too much. I kind of like Christmas music.
You do. You listen to it all the time.
I think a lot of, well, not all the time, but I'll listen to it any time of year.
Yes.
The problem is, well, some of it's real crap, especially the stuff.
Jingle bells.
Jingle Bell Rock is awful.
Oh, that's really bad.
Jingle Bells doesn't have much of a tune. Da, 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 da. Oh, it actually goes up finally, so you can actually. Yeah. See, I'm playing the tune of Jingle Bells because it's all the.
Yeah, it's all the same. You can just tap it out. So, anyway, the Christmas Angel, though, it's kind of an interesting story. It spans generations, and it's very romantic. So, a magical Christmas village.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like Magical Mystery Tour.
Well, it is about magic.
That was a Christmas show by the Beatles, 1967.
And so there's some magic in this, and so there's the magic of Christmas and whatever, and there's the magic of this grandmother's facelift that didn't turn out. Yeah. So you get to watch that.
Are there red-haired twins in that with a birthday cake? That looks like a birthday cake. Anyway.
So,
I saw some red hair.
Christmas in Homestead
Hey.
This one wasn't bad.
But
I
it's
don't
at the
know,
bottom of the
I don't
list.
know why I put it at the bottom of the stack. It's hard for me to decide which should go where. I think it's just mostly the idea of this actress, this whirlwind romance that she has with some local innkeeper / mayor, and how, who knows, maybe they were going to have a great relationship. It just seems so ridiculous to me. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's why I got them. But all of them were watchable as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, what about this gnocchi sticks? Well, I got this because it was on sale for, I think, $1.90 something a package or something like that. And so it was very cheap for a meal. This will feed both James and I one meal for one of these packages, no problem. And, well, especially when we eat it with salad.
So you're going to be eating this?
No, you will be eating that. That's yours.
So you've got your share
with the dip.
somewhere?
Yes,
Okay.
well, it's still in the pan.
Okay, so there we go. So the package actually was twice this.
Yeah, oh, yes, easily.
I just wanted to make that clear to folks in case they're saying,
oh, it might hold more
that.
than twice that.
Okay.
But when I looked at this, like, it might hold 3 times that. I don't know. I just put some on. I was looking at your meal and going, well, how much will he need out of this? Because I made a cecha salad and I want us to eat the salad more than this, right?
So
this
what did you call this salad?
Well, it's just a taco salad. You put on as much dressing as you want, and you put as much nachos as you want. So, but yeah, these little gnocchis, it's just a little instant meal you can pick up in the store, and I like the regular gnocchis a lot more, I'll say, because I picked this out thinking usually the food on the cover is bigger than what it actually is. And this is way bigger than
compare and contrast.
What the picture is.
More than twice as long as
and actually they put a fork in here to make you realize, oh yeah, it's actually quite big.
Yeah, there we go.
So I should have known.
I think
I did not.
Even for that fork, they've made it.
I think
smaller than that.
Yeah, because that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
so.
Amazing.
Anyway, when I got them, I was thinking, oh, I can season them up with taco seasoning and put them on the taco salad, and they'll be, because it says crispy and soft, and I thought, well, that'll be great. It'll be like kind of like a crouton, but not too hard for James, because he's having trouble with his teeth lately and whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to go to a dentist. I wonder why.
I know.
I've got a low immune system.
Anyway, so that does not work for that, but it'll work well for him to dip in the stuff.
Yeah,
and then
the funny thing is, they don't seem that
in
crispy the way you made them. Well, they seem almost like sausage. It's not going to bother me. But,
no, I like the texture of gnocchi.
Yeah, I do too.
So we'll see if you like that, and if you do, well, I'll see if I get these on sale for that again, because it's really not very expensive for a fun little snack on the side.
Yeah, at first I thought they were undercooked Viennese sausages.
Yeah, they don't. That doesn't look very good if you think about them that way.
No. But they'll be great.
They'll be great. They'll be like gnocchi.
Yeah.
So no problem. So you can talk about whatever you want. You have 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to be chowing down, folks, at the same time. So fair warning or unfair warning. That's what this is making. Put up my hood here. Masks kind of act as a bit of an insulator, so gotta watch out. I've got a bit of a throat problem or something like that. Tasty. Yeah. Very tasty with the dip. Did you eat without the dip? That's what the first taste was like without the dip. Got to drink a little bit of water. Pauline and I just finished up. Fairly good high. I was listening on the radio. Just happened to stumble on the news, CBC. Pretty sure it was CBC. We're talking about Russia trying to take over Kyiv. What are we, 2 years into their terroristic war in the Ukraine? Well, their second offensive. They started doing the terror back in 2014, I believe it was. State terror. 2016. 2016. 2014. When they annexed the Crimea and the eastern part of the Ukraine, stole it. Stole them. They're not contiguous areas. Russia's been trying to make them contiguous. They say American support, military support, is trickling in. Biden, get on this stick. The stuff should be pouring in the Ukraine. I don't know. Get some good news in the Ukraine for election time, Ty. The Russians apparently have launched an offensive. People are saying they got plans for a big offensive. Maybe. Sure, they got plans. The trouble is, plans have to interact or interface with reality.
Oh, you went for those first. It's a lucky thing I didn't give you a whole bunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I want you to eat the salad.
I know. I just don't want to be lugging 2 dishes around. So I'm getting rid of the smaller portion. Although getting rid suggests that I'm eating it pro forma, but I'm actually enjoying this gnocchi. The thing the United States should be doing, I don't think they'll be doing it under Donald Trump, is if he gets elected, when he gets elected, is trying to break down the Russian Empire. We don't live in a post-imperialist age. That's just a post-colonial age. The Russians have imperialized and colonized the Ukraine for a long time, particularly during the Soviet era, and Putin wants to revive that. And he's got big plans. I think he thought the American polity would be a lot less stable than it proved to be under the first Trump administration. I say first because I'm assuming he's going to be elected. Maybe even semi-legally this time. Putin has big plans to take over at least half the world, the West. He's made a mistake. It remains to be seen whether the West will take advantage of that mistake. His big enemy, at least as advertised, is China. for the longest time, he's put himself out there as not just an ally with the West in the war on terrorism, but a leader of the West in the war on China. Now, as it stands, China has been fighting a war against the rest of the world for a long time. It goes back to the communist era. I know this is going to come to huge news to some nifty, shifty, hefty lefties out there, but communism is actually an expansionary belief system. It wants to control the whole world and any other worlds that might be colonized, starting with the moon. No limit. And expansionism and something like manifest destiny. It claims to be scientific socialism, and Marx would have seen it as being inevitable. Which is funny. I don't see why they'd have to have a revolution, a violent revolution, to guarantee the inevitable occurs. There you go. Sorry for a slurping there, as the Germans might say. Slurping it. A little bit thirsty. So, how was Putin like Hitler in the sense of making a mistake? Hitler was presenting himself to the West as this bastion against godless, well, not so much godless, but Russian communism. And in his wee little screed, it's actually not wee enough, it's quite tedious to read, Mein Kampf. I'm only read it in translation. Keeps talking about Lebensraum. It's a living room, kind of like, and that's not like a parlor or something like that. It's a space for Germanic and German people to expand. The way, as he saw it, Germanic people, English, and ultimately Germans. I think they're more people of German ancestry, English ancestry in the United States. Check it out. Could be wrong. 2 minutes?
A minute.
So Hitler, his first step towards moving to Russia, he starts a two-front war by going into France. Brilliant. Putin started a two-front war against China by going west. Young man going west against an American ally. Stupid. Really stupid. Anyway, that's all I got to say now.
That's all you want to talk about?
Mm-hmm.